I was muted the whole time. Okay. All right. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Tonight is August 13th, 2023. This is our first mass meeting for the month of August this year. We'll be giving an update as to things we've had going on in the month of August and where we are with our planning for upcoming events in August. First thing that we always do is screen sharing stopped. First thing we always do is pledge to the red, black, and green flag. Give me 1 second. I'll get that pulled up. So we'll try to do this together, not call and respond, but we all read it together and get through it like it was the like we were taught for the American flag and how we do for the American flag. Let's have the level of discipline with our pledge as well. So if you would please say along with me, put your black fist in the air and say it with me. I commit my body, mind, spirit to the protection,
defense, and security
of the red, black,
black,
green. I dedicate
my life
to the redemption of Mother Africa and the liberation
of her scattered black children.
I accept for myself and my descendants the teachings of African nationalism. And I promise that our children will be instilled with the purpose and knowledge of themselves as African people in order that
the cause of our struggle
will neither falter nor fail
until all black people are free and united through one God, one aim, and one destiny.
Race first, family.
Race first.
So we are officially open for tonight's meeting. Lady President, I don't know if you would, do you have access to your computer or are you on your computer? I did want to, I'll come back with the conference call ground rules. I wanted to go over those, but we'll skip that for now. And let me just do, I'll do roll call. 8:13. Got myself, President, Brother John. We have Lady President, Sister Rod Ebony, First Vice President, Omacius, Secretary, Art, and Dr. Shams. Yes, so it's 5. Let me see. Let me change these to numbers and where is it? Insert. Yeah. All right. So we got 5 on the call as of right now. As I said, just wanted to go over what we had planned for this month and what we've done this month. Starting out second day of the month, Wednesday, the first Wednesday of every month, we have our president's call. I was on the call. I believe Brother Macius was on the call as well. Main focus has been convention in Curacao. Trying to get a head count of all the representatives from each of the divisions. As of right now, we're struggling to get one person, that's the position that we're in this year for convention. But that has been the focus. Anything else? from President's Call. Brother Mason, do you recall anything from President's Call other than, I mean, we always give our reports.
Yeah, that was pretty much the focus of the conversation that I remember.
Okay. And when was the last, because I believe I missed the last Legion call. Was that this month or last month? You remember?
The one that it was last month on, I think the 19th of
July.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Don't worry about it. Let's see. So, any questions or comments on President's Call? Then every Saturday we've been having orientation class in the evening. So Saturday the 5th, there was orientation class, and yesterday, the 12th was actually the last orientation class. They're going to be having the exam. They're going to have two separate exams. One is going to be on the 16th, and one is going to be on the 19th. I believe the hours will be 6 to 10. But that's also been one of the focuses coming from the High Executive Council, HEC. We also had our executive meeting. In our executive meeting, we were kind of mainly focusing on planning for the month, where we were for Garvey Day, and what we wanted to do for Garvey Day, what the expectations were. And we made a lot of progress towards that. So, yeah, nothing really there on executive meeting. That's kind of some stuff that the highlights I give tonight are kind of built off of what we talked about in executive meeting. Then let me see. Why does this say? Oh, I got this on the wrong day. We did Flag Day today. We were promoting Flag Day. I don't have any what's it called? Video or anything from it. Let's see. Just wanted to show the flyer. Yeah, this is okay. This is the dashboard. I just want the regular. Bear with me. Let's see. Okay. We're actually doing today, third annual Pan-African Caravan, Sunday, August 13th, brought to you by Black Circle and UNIA Atlanta chapter. So had a caravan riding through West End. We did 2 laps before we had to disperse. We started late, but we still were able to get out there, have the flags, show some pride in the community, and supposed to have some pictures and video of that soon, and of the past years as well. But also using this as a promotion for Garvey Day, but no pictures or anything for that right now. But Brother Camardo was out there. Brother James came by. I think I believe Lady President was trying to get out there, but it was about, let me see, I don't know how many cars, maybe like eight to 10 cars in the caravan. But all right, so beyond that, the main focus has been beyond that, the main focus has been Garvey Day itself. So promotion for Garvey Day. We got Dr. Umar coming down here to Atlanta on the 19th to speak at Garvey Day. So we've just been promoting, trying to secure more vendors and more funding for the day. But that's the general update as far as what the division has been focusing on, what we've been doing. Yeah. As far as after Garvey Day, I really don't have any insight as to what we got going on. All hands on deck, and until we get through Garvey Day, this is going to be my primary focus. So, as I said, we were down in the West End today. I was able to give out some flyers to some of the students. It's interesting. We getting old, and we get old fast. Some of this, well, yes, most of them didn't even know who Dr. Umar was. So that was a little scary. They was like, "Oh, this the TikTok dude." That was the best association that kids had with him. At least the kids that I ran into today. But the kids are coming back to school now. They will, this is like the weeks and stuff where they start moving back into the dorm. So again, this is still a great opportunity for us to be promoting and trying to make an impact, with the colleges. So that's all I got as far as August and the plans and the focus. Promotion, fundraising. That's all I got. Lady President, did you want to say anything in regards to the month or what we've got going on, what we can look forward to?
Absolutely. Greetings, everybody. For the most part, get through Garvey Day. Let's get through Garvey Day. President John, I do need to talk to you about the letters to go out to the independent businesses, so we can try to get some funds up for Garvey Day, so we can at least push it through this week. I will be at the Almanal Rio this Tuesday, but it'll just be like for business purposes. It won't be for anything like extravagant. I'm just going up there to solidify everything. Also with that, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll just say,
Okay. Also, tonight is actually we have a meeting. We have an 8:00 meeting tonight, and Brother Kim Wardo and Sister Shelley are having a birthday dinner for Sister Shelley, and I'm actually preparing to go to that now. But what else? Oh, Labor Day. So if it isn't we're going to talk about this on the later. Just put this on the table for discussion to table it. But we're going to try. I'm going Tuesday to talk to Brother Kevin about Labor Day at the Almanal Grill. I'm gonna just see how that works out. Give me a second, son. Okay. I'm just gonna go and see how that works out. And if not, like I said, I have the iParks account, and after this Garvey Day event, my goal is to keep the vendors active, keep them still engaged till Labor Day, until we have the specific spot solidified for Labor Day. Even if it's not a really big Labor Day event, I want to at least have 10 vendors out. The jump thing for the kids, the popcorn machine, and the cotton candy machines, and all that stuff that comes with that. That's it. Not just, that's all I would say for now, not to take y'all too far. We'll go, we'll talk about the rest as it comes. But for right now, to get through Garvey Day, and after that, we will put what we have for Labor Day on the table. But for right now, that's all I have to report for the rest of the month of August. Anybody, and also, please, like President John said, we do have the orientation test on the 16th. And also on the 19th. So if you have been studying, if you are just a solid Garveyite, then go ahead and just go and take the test for the division. Let them know that we are showing up in our numbers. That's it for the month of August until running into September. That's the report I have for now. So thank you all. Race first. You on mute, President John.
Thank you, Lady President. I was saying thank you. Also, thank you for your contribution that you made towards Garvey Day. Brother Kenwardo made a contribution as well, and there's another brother Knowledge, that has committed to make a contribution. So we're looking good. We just got to keep working, keep promoting, and keep working on the vendors so that we can bring them in for other events as well. First Vice President, Brother Omasius, you there?
Greetings, family. Race first.
Race first.
All right. I don't have a whole lot to report today. Just like I said, like everybody's saying, preparing for Garvey Day. Of course, we have convention this month, and of course, I'm not going to be able to go to convention, but I've been preparing for everything we have planned after Garvey Day. My oldest brother came home after 10 years on Friday night. So honestly, y'all, I'm pretty exhausted for the last couple of days, but I'm definitely happy to celebrate that. In this Black Garvey month, freedom for our people. Other than that, just continue doing the work, working with the banking committee. Of course, I'm looking forward to getting the letter for the vendors. If anybody know any vendors that they have, any business owners that they know that could possibly come out to Garvey Day, I know Ray Ebony is going to be getting a letter together that we can send out to vendors. So we would love anybody's assistance on that. And that's all that I have. Race first to the family for doing the work.
Yes, sir. Race first. Thank you, First Vice President. You're doing a great job, and you've been on the front lines for several years straight. So take your time. You know what I mean? As President Ross told me when I started, pace yourself. I think we talk about that from time to time, but you're doing a great job, brother. Lady President, as far as that letter, I think we need to bump up the urgency. I should have had something together yesterday, but I think we need to get something completed tonight, so that first thing in the morning, or at least by the evening Monday, we can start circulating that letter. So I'm trying to think, Brother Mason, do you remember the actual days of convention? I think it was the week after we were doing Garvey Day, I think.
Yeah, they're arriving there on the 21st. So and they'll be there until the following Monday.
Got you. Thank you. Stuff. Okay. Brother, I'll go ahead and pass it to our promotions coordinator and youth coordinator, Brother James. Anything that you got for this month, for this week, really? Brother James, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't have anything as far as anything that's too youth related. Everything that I have is pretty much related to Garvey Day. I was able to see some of y'all today earlier before the caravan. I've just been out getting flyers out, getting posters posted, handing out flyers, things like that. I went down to the reggae festival. They actually shut it down early, but we got some we talked to some people who are interested in coming. They also are having an event at the Black Wall Street out there in Stonecrest, Latonia area. They
Yes.
actually have an event next week a few days next week. One is during the same day we had in Garbage Day, but today they had a vegan fest. So I was out there talking to some of the people who set up for the vegan fest, and they expressed some interest in the Garbage Day as well. So I told them to call Sister Shelley, and also I told them to follow the Instagram and Facebook too. So I gave them multiple ways to contact if they were interested. And some of them had some good food, and I know a few of them from around that area where they set up their daughter. So sound like we got some interest with a few food vendors. We just got to keep promoting the event. You know what I'm saying? This is whether we realize it or not or feel it or not, this is a big thing. And we got a big name coming. And it's coinciding with Garvey's message and what we're about. So, the impact of this event rests with us. So, I just ask that we all take it seriously. Many of us have invested in this. Let's take it seriously. Let's make this a big event for not just for Saturday, but only. Let's capitalize on the momentum. We can really create some real momentum for our division going forward based on this event. So as that we take it seriously, take pride in it, keep promoting it, keep telling people about it. Hand-to-hand flyer things are very effective, and we're getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people, we garner a lot of interest with the hand-to-hand flyer exchanges. So let's just keep that on up. We got 6 days, and it'll be showtime. But I think this type of momentum can definitely carry us into the new year with a lot of new membership and some other things. And Brother President John, I was gonna tell you also, I was going to send an email tomorrow to the heads of the African Studies Department over at Clark, Morehouse, and Spelman, just to let them know about the event and about our division, and just cordially invite them out and to let the students know. And if possible, I'll get up there to take a flyer so they can possibly pass them out to some of their classes, because I'm sure what we're about coincides directly with the aim of the African Studies Department of those schools. So I was gonna do that with your blessing. We almost out of flyers. I'm almost out of flyers, so I was looking to get more, hopefully before Tuesday. Well, hopefully by Tuesday. If anybody has any leftovers and they don't plan on doing anything with them, let me know and I'll come get them from them. But that's all I have, Brother President.
I got you.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, a lot there, Brother James. One of the critical things is capitalizing on the momentum. This is the biggest investment that I'm aware of us making as a division, but it also has the largest potential for growth. So I understand what he's saying completely. Like, just the ability to be able to say that you are hosting a Dr. Umar event. Not only are you hosting a Dr. Umar event, but it's a free event for the community, So the power in being able to say that meant a lot in the promotion process. One thing that Brother James has been aware of is the weather hadn't been that great the past 3 days. Well, today was wonderful. Actually, it was a great day to promote. But the 2 days prior to that, Friday and Saturday, we had pretty bad rain. But we're hoping that just gets out the way for next Saturday. We don't have no rain. But my point is, we got to pick up on the promotion, the physical promotion, not just the digital, but also social media. Do a countdown or something, every day, posting on social media. I wanted to play the Dr. Umar video because I'm just so proud of the work that Brother James has done to be able to secure Dr. Umar and the promotion that he's given for Atlanta. Let me see. Let me refresh. I hope this don't do too much.
Atlanta, Georgia, I'm going to see you at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Atlanta, Georgia, I'm going to see you at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Atlanta, Georgia, I'm going to see you at the Shrine of the Black Madonna on Saturday, August the 19th for the Marcus Garvey celebration at the Shrine of the Black Madonna on Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard. It's Pan-Africanism of Parish. It's every African for all Africans and all Africans for every African. Oh yes, brothers and sisters.
Excuse the video, but yeah. So we have whether we like Dr. Umar or not, he is still one of the biggest voices in this space. And we have his promotion. We have, you know, he's promoting for us. We have to capitalize on this. So the least that we can do at this time with all the investment that's been made is to work the flyers and work the promotion. Any questions, comments on that? But I think that's very, very important. Sample in the email.
Raise first.
Raise first, Dr. Shams.
Yes, they're starting to put a ban on certain types of literature that you might want to copy on a machine, send a fax, or email, anything else like that. They're censoring and banning certain forms of literature already, and it's related to the critical race theory.
Interesting. Understand. We have to do what is within our power, what is within our rights to promote our events. This is not, you know, there's nothing illegal or sinister or negative about what it is that we're doing. Some people may disagree with it, but we're not promoting harm to anyone. So, you know, we shouldn't be stopped legally. I saw that form, Brother Masons. It looks pretty good. We gotta look at it a little bit more, but
Yeah, I'm not sure if we want that. That's just a little sample email that we can send out. I'm not sure if we want to read over it and have the body kind of hear it, or
let me just go through the members and then we'll come back. Next I want to hear from Brother Art. Greetings, Brother Art. How you doing?
Greetings, fam. I don't have anything to share at this time.
Brother Art, you were at the secretary's meeting this past week, right?
Yes.
Do you what do you think? Is there anything that you want to share from there?
Well,
what do you see as the focus of what was being discussed?
the focus was the convention, and I just thought that you know, it's a kind of a select group going. I don't know how many actual people are going. I think President Brenda was kind of undecisive about that too. So,
yeah, well, there's two things. That's a great point. There's two things that I look at, and one of them is the overall number of people that are going. That is a sign of, I guess, our strength as a people financially. But two is the divisions that are being represented. And from what I understand, if Brother Macias is not going to be able to go, our division as a whole won't be represented. Los Angeles is not going to be represented. Buffalo has kind of been on a hiatus, but they won't be represented. But you know, it only takes one or two individuals for a division to be represented, and the fact that we have active dues paying, participating on president's call, participating on secretary's call divisions, but they won't be able to participate in the election that's right before. The convention that's right before election.
Right. I think it just came up kind of quick, to raise the money for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think there were a couple other events right before it, so it kind of made it kind of tough to raise the money.
But this is why we have to be politically astute, politically aware. Brother Macy's, you were in convention in Detroit.
Yes, I was.
Were you because I had to leave. What was the process like for the election for Curacao? Are there any other contending divisions?
Nobody else really wanted to do it. So once Curacao threw their hat in there, it wasn't any other
It was uncontested
divisions that wanted to step up besides Curacao.
Oh my God. That is oh my God. We gotta
So
eat.
does that mean that that HEC will be held in Curacao? Like that'll be the
Convention will be held in Curacao. The next HEC will be in Philadelphia next year.
Oh, okay.
Every year at convention, they vote on where the next convention is going to be.
Exactly.
And nobody, other divisions besides Curacao, stepped up to want to do it this year. Kind of the same with HEC. We did HEC in Philadelphia on last year. And the same kind of nobody wanted to really host it. This HEC coming up. And of course, we hosted HEC this year. But like at every end of HEC, they also picked the next HEC for next time as well.
Yeah. And in Atlanta, we picked, or Philadelphia was selected to be the next HEC. So, but we really have to be aware, and I know I've been a victim of this as well. We get caught up in the moment, the feelings, the mood, the love, quote unquote. But the importance of certain conventions and HEC, really all of them. I think the one that would probably be least important would be the one right after an election. But from Detroit to Curacao, and we already know, everybody kind of already knows where next convention is going to be. Next convention is an election convention. And as our Constitution stands right now, one man, one vote. You have to be in attendance to vote, to cast your vote. So there could be somewhat of a home field advantage, and we kind of expect that. So I
would say right now on my mind is thinking about how we can get a fundraiser for many of us to be at the next convention as possible next year, wherever it is. Like you said, it is an election convention. So, and it is one man, one vote. So it's about the numbers of people that are there to actually vote. So if anybody, start preparing yourselves now for next year convention if you can. Get as many people. Go ahead, President John.
Man, this has become exhausting, man. Like financially, this is exhausting. We were trying to go to Curacao, people, doing everything that they can. But at the end of the day, prices go up, things change, may have an emergency in the family. You can't go. But then right behind that, we expect the next convention to be in New York. And New York is not New York has been expensive in my experience. Not to say that Atlanta is cheap, but I know my way around. So
okay, we live here, but
but yeah, that's
But if I
uh,
could
that's
contest to that,
financially taxing. Go ahead, Lady President. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. If I could just contest to that, just going forward with that notion that this why, Garvey talks about, these events and these fundraisers and how we are supposed to continuously keep them going. Like we are the Black government. So it's just as much as the federal government has things going on, we should do the same thing. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to this upcoming year. I'm looking forward to the events and these future fundraisers so that we all will be able to, at least send two people, at least the lady president and the president to these events. You know what I mean? So like Garvey said, I'm gonna repeat it, these events, these festivals, these Black days that we should be, continuously having so that we could continuously build our funds up. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to executing those plans so that we can go forward. But that's all I want to say, Vice President.
I just want to jump in and just like pick up that what she's saying with you. We definitely have to make sure we are able to afford this New York trip next year. Because I'm with you, President John, probably 100% going to be in New York next year, and we have to make sure that we do all we can within this one. We have a year. We don't right now. We have a year. I believe we can do it too.
We always say that. We always say that. We got to go to Philadelphia too. We hadn't even confirmed that.
That's true.
Well, I just want all of us to take a breath, relax off the thought of finances at the moment, because we are still in the process of implementing those finances right now. So that's where I'm coming from. That's next year, and we're talking about it now. We're putting it on the table right now so that we can prepare ourselves, so we know what to do going forward. So let's just go ahead and pin those days on the calendar, and from now until then, let's keep working these events. Let's keep working these, different, money moves that we can make as an organization, as well as implement resources and, the parts of the mission that we're supposed to do in our Black government. So I don't want everybody to, get overwhelmed with the price of things because money comes. You do the work, you put it out there, it comes. It's a reciprocating energy. So I just want everybody to, don't get so caught up on finances, because if you stay diligent in your work, it comes. So that's just what I'm at with it.
All right. I hear you, Lady President.
I got to not be biased, but it's because of her and her fight. I believe this year we're gonna actually meet those goals. So it's sometimes you get this the right combination of people. So thank you, Lady President, for your work and your zeal and all that you're doing. I'm excited to have you as a Lady President.
Let's go, because I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Brother Macy's.
All right, and with that, just a reminder to everyone, we are having Garvey Day this year, and let me see if I got a highlight of. I guess I can consider it under our expenses. It don't matter to people. We're gonna have Dr. Umar here. Yeah, so live DJs, live music as well. This don't really. That's kind of our plan and stuff. But all right, yeah, none of that is really helpful. Dr. Shams, was there anything that you wanted to share?
Not really. I mean, the most significant thing is that they said they was going to make laws. I don't even think the ban is the censoring of information and stuff. That is happening before anybody even gets elected to office. I know Biden probably okay with some of the critical race theory that we have and need to keep and put forward. But with that, they're trying to take away our land claims and our claims of originality and being indigenous as well. They want that ban on critical race theory to work into other laws, including affirmative action. It's related. Everything they do is interrelated, and they work against us deliberately and ahead of time, even if they're not supposed to, even if they don't have the authority, they claim the authority for themselves and do what they want to do against us. So we got to really step up the pace as far as membership recruiting and stuff. You know, we got to get more people involved. You know, I plan to go to the March, August 26th with Reverend Al Sharpton to Washington, D.C., you know, so that they could put some of these laws back in place like they're trying to get rid of. Even Roe v. Wade and abortion rights and stuff like that there. You know, I think they're using that abortion right mechanism right there to find out how far they can go into setting us all back into slavery, you know? But these are very important things that I had to talk about this evening. I hope we could take it to heart and become more proactive in everything we do, because they are against us. They are very proactive against us. So we have to stand up too, peacefully or otherwise. Reverend Sharpton would say, no justice, no peace. All right, race first.
Race first. Thank you, Dr. Sims. Yes, you know, there's so many levels of focus. We have the grassroots, we have the personal, we have the family, we got the community, we got professional career. Then you have different political realms, local politics, state politics, federal politics, laws as well. And we do have to manage our focus, and you are correct. We haven't really discussed a lot of political topics, legality topics, and you know, been able to come to a consensus as a people as to you know, if there was a vote, how we would vote. And speaking politically from a presidential standpoint, it don't really look like we're getting very many options. You know, look like it, you know, even this early, people already predicting Biden and Trump again. So, you know, we need to discuss which, if one of them is better for us as a people, which one that is, and put our political support behind, you know, whichever candidate that may be. So, but thank you, Dr. Shams. Any questions, comments for Dr. Shams?
Thank you.
Hey, I had a comment real quick about what Brother Shams said. And you know, not to make this like a shameless plug or anything, but we definitely have to combat critical race theory. And I'm a parent, and I'm seeing that firsthand in the classroom. And one way to do that is to make sure that your children also have African-centered content, literature, books, and all that at home. If you don't know which direction to go with that, you can go to the website. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Make sure your children, we all Garveyites, make sure your children have a copy of Teach Me About Garvey. Also Teach Me About Malcolm and Red, Black, and Green. Tell me what it means. I'm gonna put that in the chat, but let's start first with our children. We're talking about combating this critical race theory, because you know, we control home. Good, that was a good point by the brother. Race first.
Race first.
Yes, sir. Race first. All right. With that, we will go to Brother Cornelius. Greetings, Brother Cornelius. How you doing?
Oh, greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm sorry to be late. Glad I got something on. I don't really have anything to share. Just trying to be here. I would say, though, I guess what y'all have been thinking about, though, since Dr. Shams brought up the thing about politics was, and you put it in a very nice way for them. You said which one might be better for our community, because I always look at them as which one is the lesser of two evils. It's probably the way I don't have to vote for the past 20 years now. But I guess it was just very question to my mind that in any political race, you know, whether it's presidential or local or whatever, has the UNIA ever considered endorsing a candidate or encouraging people to vote? And what do you think the outcome of that would be? Because, you know, I would assume if we endorse somebody, you'd have some white group of some sort or some Jews or something say that's racist. So I don't know. It just makes me think about that. Where do we stand politically as far as, you know, between the two parties or third parties or anything like that?
Great question, Brother Cornelius. I can't speak from a parent body level as far as where we stand, but I can speak for us locally. I would say that generally we are nonpartisan. We're not Democrat or Republican. I know that if you look at our voting records, they probably lean towards Democrat, but principally, we're not supposed to be on either one of those bandwagons. And so from an individual standpoint, we should be doing what's best for us. And from a collective voting standpoint, we should be in agreement as to which of the candidates is best for us as a community. But then on a higher level, the way America works, the way America plays the game, we want to get to a lobbying level to where we just make recommendations, quote unquote, fund candidates, get people in office, and then, you know, make sure our favors are taken care of. So
How about running our own candidate in a race?
we
Because
could.
I've always felt like, you know, as far as black people go, a lot of people talk about a black party. I always thought that on a local level, where you have, you know, all black districts or predominantly black cities and stuff like that, that could be an opportunity for a black party, because we would have a position where perhaps we could win some races. And then, you know, win on a local level, then we start getting in a position to start doing some of that influencing other races, because then we'd have this block to say, well, hey, you know, at the state level, we want you to vote this way because we got all these people over here, you know, in our party. So I don't know. What would you think about us running a candidate in some kind of local race?
I would say that the block is more important than the candidate. You know, having control of the block, having an organized block that can vote left or right 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the road consecutively, I think that is more powerful than depending upon one or two individuals, you know, to keep doing right. No, I would rather have the block. I think the block is more political power than the candidate, because the candidates, and that's why I say, like, that's how America works. It's not about the candidates anymore. It's about who's supporting the candidates. You know, because people, like, candidates really don't even have a mind or an opinion of their own. They are subject to those that put them into those positions. So instead of finding the right person for the position, let's be the gatekeepers that can determine, you know, if the vote is split 30-30 and we have, you know, 20% that we can put on either side, we become the decision makers. So that's why. Go ahead, brother. First Vice President.
Oh no, I was going to just say that I believe that that's kind of what he's saying. So after we create the block for ourselves that we present our collective of people to move towards, having a candidate that comes out of our block that we know that our block is, and pushing that candidate, I believe Is I'm not sure what you're saying, Brother Canadies, but I just wanted to see if that's what you mean. That's what I heard.
That's kind of
Well,
be a block, you know, but it would be us putting forth a candidate who is backed by our block. And so, you know, I just see a room for both.
but are we talking, because it's a difference, clarify, are we talking a political block or a political party? Because a political block can be applied to different parties, but a political party, that's when you stand up on your own. You're going against the Democrats, the Republicans, the Whig, or whatever the other party names may be, Green Party. Those are official political parties that have their own candidates. I didn't think that was our strategy, was to try to have a political party that produces a candidate. That especially based on what we stand for and stand on, I don't think it would be very successful or popular. I feel we have to work behind the scenes, you know, almost like, you know,
I mean, and I did want to speak to that part right there, what you were saying, President John, about working behind the scenes, because I mean, just the way that a country like Russia would do it, and we are a government as well. You know, the way that they push their candidates is they create, and you know, they said they interfere with the election. What happened is they simply just ran ads. They put money behind advertisements of certain candidates, and therefore that influenced the election. And they created political action committees to run these campaigns. So it's almost they work behind the scenes. So it wasn't necessarily them directly. They just put money behind a political action committee, and then that political action committee created ads towards whatever candidate they wanted, because of course they are another country. So that's one way to interfere indirectly, is just by, you know, making sure the people see more of the candidate that we are supporting, based off whatever political action committee that we come up with, to kind of like the Democrats for Change or something like that they had to do it.
yeah, like
I second that. Because I believe that if the more we work, continuously engaging our people, continuously building them up, continuously showing them that we are united, then we show our numbers by finances, by paperwork, especially by the paperwork. Coming from being a politician, the most noise you can ever make is not the hoorah rah and kumbaya outside in the streets. It's by the paperwork, by the signatures, by the real live people, humans that sign these papers, that go behind these candidates or these people. So that's our biggest advantage, is to build our people, continue uniting us so that we can, you know, stand in these numbers united. That's just me.
but yeah.
And I just want to say last thing, if we talking about this in their arena and in their political realm, our lady president did run a successful campaign to be a city councilwoman in Alabama. So she does have history in that. You know, I don't know you want to toot your own horn on that, but definitely ran successful campaigns before in that their political system. So I don't know if you want to speak to that lady president or not, but how you guys ran your campaign.
Well, personally, it's kind of be like the same thing. I personally engaged with my constituents. I had a following of maybe 25 to 3,000 people that I govern. I personally talked to people. I personally set up town roundtables and townhouses and stuff like that in my city, so they could know what my 100-day plan was, what my vision was for the city to come, what was I already working on. Like, they had questions and quite frankly, I had the answers. And I didn't have like the answer to certain things, but I had solutions, and I had something that would, you know, ease the mind, give them a place of solace to let them know, hey, we are working. They are working. What I've seen so far is good for me. And I know that I have confidence and faith in them that they will do that. I'm sorry, I got you. But yeah, for the most part, I ran it being engaging, constantly showing my face, being responsive, communicating clearly, showing them what I did have, showing them what the responses were, just being clear with everybody that was supporting me. So that's just the main thing of how I did it.
Lady President, as far as funding, would you say your primary funding was small donations? Or were you able to get some type of business?
My funding was, I ran my whole campaign off $200. I printed me off a couple of vote for me signs,
Yes.
and I put them throughout my city. But that was that for the most part. Mostly, like I said, it was the work that I was doing. It was showing up. It was showing out. It was being responsive. It was being like right there. It was literally holding the people's hand and to what, because first of all, I was dealing with a big challenge. First of all, I was a young Black female at the time. I had just had my second son. I was, young. So a lot of my work had to come from me being vocal. I had to, a lot of times y'all, might hear me being, quite passionate and aggressive with certain, with certain things that I say, but this is kind of like, me, breathing through my scars of that political race, because, politics is truly nothing but money and emotions all over the place. So with that, I have to speak up. I've learned to speak up for my people. I've learned to stop people in what they're saying and to correct them in the midst of things. I've learned to center myself, and I've learned to give humility. I learned to give humility to, what I was doing and to the cause that I was running. So for the most part, it's just being more engaging, getting the people to trust you, getting the people to follow you and your teachings and all of the things that you have gathered for them and to what they have, to expect to come. So that's about it. Thank you. Race first.
Lady President, what city was that?
Brighton, Alabama.
Brighton, okay. I used to live in Alabama.
Okay. Yes, Brighton, Alabama, next to Bessemer.
Where's it next to?
Bessemer.
Bessemer, Alabama is on the west side of Birmingham.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I never heard of Brighton, but I know Bessemer.
I just want to just kind of wrap it up. I guess we have to just realize the many ways that we can influence elections and really, be confident in our ways to do that. And I think that's how we could move politically in the system, by just utilizing the many ways that we can influence elections in any way that we can.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and yeah, I agree. Political maturity, my word of the year. Anybody else have any questions, comments? It looks like we got a couple people that have joined. Baba James, greetings, Baba James. You got anything you want to share with the family? Colonel James, you there?
Hey, Fresh family. I'm driving. So unfortunately, I won't be able to really speak for another 5-10 minutes.
All right, go ahead.
I just wanted to get on the call and be supportive and make sure everybody's sharing their Marcus Garvey Day flyer through their text. So now's a good time to go through all those contacts of people you know, people you ain't spoke to in a long time. Go ahead and invite them to the Marcus Garvey Day events. You might have an opportunity to have a little Pan-African reunion with them. Other than that, family, I want to say stay diligent and race first.
Race first, Baba James. Thank you. Well, drive safe.
Vice Versa.
What Baba James was alluding to for those that came on later, our main focus as of right now is promotion for Marcus Garvey Day. We will be having Dr. Umar speaking Saturday at around 3 p.m. But free event for the community. We just want to make sure we do everything that we can in these last 6 days to promote this as best we can and try to get as many vendors and as many fundraisers, whatever that's the right term, get funds in so that we can support this event and make sure it's successful. All right, with that, let me go to our next member. So Sister Adaku.
Yes. Greetings, family.
Greetings, how you doing?
Sorry I was late.
All right.
Race first.
Race first. You didn't have anything that you want to share?
Oh no, not at this time. Thank you though.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for being here.
Okay. Thank you.
Brother Nkosi. Greetings, Brother Nkosi. How you doing?
Random race first, y'all.
Race first, family. Nkosi, will you be able to make it to Garvey Day this year?
No, sir. I don't really know. I want to go. You know, of course I want to be there, but I don't know.
Give me a call. Let me know if there's anything I can do to try to assist you getting here. I know we've been talking about something like this for a long time, so I'd want to make sure we do the best that we can and take advantage of the opportunity.
Thank you for everything. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Race first.
Sure.
I think that's just about everybody. Owner's iPhone. I'm not sure who owner's iPhone is. Owner's iPhone.
Hotel.
Greetings. How you doing?
Good, and yourself?
Doing well. What's your name? Where you calling us from?
I'm calling from, right now I'm in Arizona, but I'm residing in California, Oakland, California.
Okay. Greetings.
Yes, family. My name is Al-Kabulan, and I just wanted to impart about what's going on, as everyone is doing. However, I won't be able to attend the event.
Understand.
Just literally finding out about it, which leads me into just a short dissertation about my presence and wanting to participate today, aside from other days. That is just that the body of humanity, which is called many things, having it acted out, one of my positions while I was there in Atlanta is to clear the Honorable Mosiah Godby's name. And just to give a short summation of what that means to me is his name is our name. His name, his actions, everything that was going on. It's how I think, it's how I thought up until the time of knowing about him. And today, I just want to emphasize strategies that I want to begin to impart on the greater family that have to do with what I see he was doing, which in one word is sustainability. And I want to share my part in what that means to me as a value in function and operation. So I support everybody. I hope the event's strikingly great and that a lot of people come to themselves and show themselves as present, as such as I am attempting to do now. So I just want to say, continue on to everyone, stay as firm and committed as you are. And if you never took into thought the fact that everyone on the planet has a different fingerprint. So be at combination of others' sight and their explanation of what they see to find the real answer, because if we come with the hot, then we come with an answer. And vision always requires improvement. Everyone has something to add to what the entire body is saying should be improved. And I just strengthen you to continue to understand that if you've never been told, I'm telling you now, everyone has died. They've been reborn. They're in heaven. We have to consumably act like that. We have to act like this is heaven. And with that being said, thank you for the moment to speak, and great respect to all of the administration and body of people who believe in the movement. And honor to the Honorable Mosaic Gavi. We love you, and I love you. And at this point, I want to see that I participate from here on. Okay, thank you.
First, thank you, brother Al-Kibalan. If you would just confirm your phone number in the chat. I'm pretty sure I got you in the system if you got an invitation for this meeting, but I just want to match up the name with the face.
Excuse me, 510-941-2382.
Kibu.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got your Kibu line, Oakland, California.
How's Ross Marvin?
He's doing well. I'm glad you asked. He's supposed to be coming out to Garvey Day. And Baba James, are you still on the call? I hope so. Ross Marvin is supposed to be manning the Black Government ID machine. I was supposed to get with him this whole weekend, but didn't happen. But yeah, he'll be at Marcus Garvey Day. He's been relaxing. He had a little health scare in 2020. He's just been relaxing and taking it easy since then, but he's still 110% supporting the division as well as CBPM. So he's doing great. He's working from the recliner at this point.
Well, I'll deal with that on a separate call to impart some solutions. Who's that?
Hold on, Baba James. Go ahead, brother. Keep a line.
Yeah, I'll inquire with a call to the office and then a call to him. I don't have his personal number right now. Hey.
No, I muted it. Baba James, mute your line. I gotta mute it. He might have his phone in his pocket.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but if you would, could you extend my phone number to Ross Marvin and ask him to contact me?
Yes, sir. I'll do that. Do that right.
I'm just saying that I'm just coming back into the picture. It's sort of like the portal I've been in is I'm what you might say I just reconnected.
Understand. No problem, my brother.
So I'll look forward to talking to everybody and getting the rest of the way.
Baba James, do you have something that you want to say? Okay. Did everyone get an opportunity to share? Everyone got an opportunity to share. If you didn't get a chance to see, I was typing a couple fundraiser resources. We are trying to raise funds for every day, as well as just funds for membership, active members. Thank you for your contributions. For those that are not active or just want to make an additional contribution, best way to do that is through Cashapp, $ UNIA-421 fund, or through PayPal, paypal.me/UNIA-421. Please, if you can, give $5, $10 to help us get through Garden Day, help us get through the rest of the year. Last call. Anyone have anything they would like to share before we close?
Yeah, brother president, I had a question.
Yes.
I didn't catch it earlier, but I know I asked you. So in the event that it is inclement weather this Saturday, has the shrine prepared for us to do it indoors or move indoors? How would that work?
Excellent question. At this point, there really is no contingency. Just because we can't move indoors, they have a separate renting fee to use the indoor space. So that has already been excluded as an option. And we can't move the date. It's not like we can ask Dr. Umar to come back tomorrow or the next week to make up for what's going on. This is an outdoor event. It is what it is. There is no contingency for something like this. Not at this point.
Okay.
Yes. We had talked about Obanalagrio, but even in the discussion, the idea of having vendors try to pack up and move all that stuff down to another space, and then we have to have an agreement to use that space on a weekend. We're not there. Things kind of progress and evolve very quickly as far as Umar being here, and we really didn't have time to prepare for any type of contingency for weather.
Does that stage over there have a tent?
The stage have a what?
Have a tent over it, or some sort of top in case it would have rained.
It has a frame. It has a frame, and we can put a tarp over the top. And I think, yeah, as a matter of fact, in the past there has been we put a tent up there for the DJ equipment.
Okay.
So
Because I'm just thinking if it were to rain and that stage could be covered, and most vendors, they come with a tent. If everybody got a tent, we could still potentially go on.
We fought through light rain in the past. Light rain I'm not concerned with. It's just that hard rain like we've had these past couple days, the storm type rain, that where the ground is soft. That's not going to be pleasant. Puddles and stuff, that's not going to be pleasant. So no official contingency for severe weather at this time.
May I interject?
Yes, sir.
Put a call out to vendors who are not using their equipment that day. And if there are any, or donations to purchasing the type of tent you need. Excuse me. As the gentleman said, each vendor will potentially have their own tent system, but the general public is where you need the larger capacity of covering.
Yeah.
So if you can look at it from that perspective, either donations to purchasing the type of overhang you need, and or donations of equipment that people may not be using.
Yes, sir. Excellent points. If we didn't have anything else, I was going to close out and then ask our officers to stay on to go over this
Ladies first.
message.
Look,
Dr.
it
Shams.
look, okay, I'm sorry. It looks like a brother from the diaspora, Africa, is on the line trying to raise his hand and say something.
Oh, Brother Nkosi. Go ahead, Brother Nkosi. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. Race person, can I be heard clearly?
Yes, sir.
I had a personal development question, particularly about like is it safe to say that every person from every African descent person, whether they know about it or didn't know about it, benefited from the existence of the UNIA? Is that safe to say that is true?
That would be a personal perception that would have to be answered. In my opinion, I would say yes. But we come from a people that have our history and culture stripped from us, our language stripped from us. So for people in that category, like myself, having someone like Marcus Garvey come and say, we want to rebuild everything for ourselves. We're not happy with the culture that's been provided for us. We're not happy with the position of second, third, fourth class citizen that's been provided for us. We want to do better. We know that we can do better ourselves. It means a lot to me, and I would say my people in my same circumstances. Some people may not appreciate that as much, but not to say that there aren't other things that they could appreciate. But that's one of the big things for me. Somebody else would like to take.
I wasn't finished. Wait, I want to finish with the question.
Go ahead.
Like I don't know what you want to. I don't know what you call that part. What I just said, but it was something to tie in. So, okay, about everybody from the I feel like everybody from the African descent. I mean, possibly even the world benefited greatly. Well, yeah, yes, you could say the world because the African race to get back. I'm not attempting to be self auto erotic with this question, but intellectually self auto erotic. But the world benefited greatly with the African being on top of being back at its true being back to their true selves. And that's what I feel like the UNIA is primarily focused on, and their existence came about that. And so I guess when I ask about a personal development, how does one who is aware of such things kind of like, maintain this type of self-discipline and not be arrogant, but at the same time not be not allow one to become apathetic with knowing that what you're doing, what one who is attempting to truly be for the principles of a universal African Garveyistic life approach to life, not be apathetic with not like kind of getting that type of initial, I don't know if you want to say appreciation. I won't say appreciation, but I guess it's like, I feel like the UNIA is kind of like really being, if the black race if the African race is being manipulated, puppeted, or if you will, what Amos Wilson said, prostituted, then the UNIA is like the government of that, because it's like you see the colors everywhere. You know what I mean? Everybody, I mean, blacks associations who say they, for black people are utilizing the color wave, the color pattern, but yet, when it comes to like, a person at a low stage of intellect, awareness of themselves and of the world approach them, it's like, you know, they don't even that color pattern means nothing to their approach of you know, helping that black person or that African descent person. And so the question, I apologize if it sounds like gibberish what I'm saying, but the question I'm having is like, so if a person who is aware of the great benefit of what being a universal African Garveyistic approach to life is, and like having that type of, you know, humility that won't allow them to be that won't allow them to fall and be apathetic with not getting like the I don't want to say appreciation, but that's the only word I could think about, like not receiving like the appreciation. Maybe I'm not saying pat on the back, but it's like, you know, I just don't feel like the UNIA, I mean, all black movements as far as I know, but especially the UNIA is not getting like I mean, it's information out here, and I can't say that this is like I mean, it's out here, and then I guess I could say the propaganda too a lot pushes out, you know, I mean, the same thing for all of the black moves. European propaganda pushes out a lot of stuff to say that, you know, the UNIA and all of the black movements that's really for African people ain't for us. I'm just in that whirlwind of like feeling like I'm being criminalized for being UNIA. Yeah, that's feeling the feeling of being criminalized for being by my own people and for being UNIA.
Can I answer that, President John?
Go ahead, Lady President.
Okay. Greetings, brother. For the most part, I feel where you're coming from. And that's why it's so important that you stay active with us, because we do go over the Constitution, and that gives you a grounding of what the UNIA is. And we do read the message to the people, and that gives you vote, that gives you direct messages from Garvey and how to represent the UNIA, how to, coordinate your mind to what this Black government is, so that you can better assess yourself when you are out in public, when you are representing the Black government, when you are, taking time for yourself and you're trying to, do some soul searching for yourself. Just take some time and read into Garvey. It sounds like you missed majority of our orientations that we've had. We've had all the 12 weeks. We actually have a test coming up. But those times that you come to the UNIA meetings, you learn, you get more grounded, you gain more information, you gain more knowledge into how to become more organized with this organization, with this Black government, I'm sorry. So just taking the time to stay in tune with the UNIA, become more engaged, taking the time to read the lessons, these lessons that they give, that our presidents give, that our president generals give, that they are very informative. You learn so much about who you are and the world around you just by listening to, the lessons from Garvey. So my advice, my answer to that, along with your soul searching, my brother, and you should continue with your soul searching, because the Spirit will lead you to where you will have to go. But my advice is to stay with us. We will continue these learning courses, because that's what we do. Our goal is to educate the people, not just to snatch you from one place, say this is what you should do, and bully your mind. Now, we don't want to bully your mind. We want your mind to easily flow into what Black governance is, how to autonomize your Black self with the UNIA, and how to fully function with it. So I hope that answers your question.
Brother Nkosi,
Race
Baba James, go ahead.
Oh, I apologize. Race First family. I just wanted to say that to enlighten the brother on the value of the UNIA and what it's meant to our development and culture as a people is imperative. And it is imperative because the UNIA was started during a time of segregation, but we didn't have any choice but to look towards each other.
We have our flag because we were ridiculed as people for not having anything to protect.
Hmm.
And Marcus Garvey gave us a flag to begin with, to protect a value system of looking forward to your race first before you do anything else. And at that particular time, it was needed more so than we can imagine today. Our leaders prior, maybe most frequent within the last 50 years, when we talk about the Malcolm X and the Martin Luther Kings, were all inspired by parents of Marcus Garvey, of Garveyites. That inspiration of teaching your children how important it is to put your people first, to care about your people, to recognize and notice the circumstance and status of us as a race, and to do something about it. And for me personally, on my journey as being an active member of the UNIA, that's been the most glorious part. I can do my part for the race, for the flag, for the color, and stand up and be acknowledged and counted for with my elders and ancestors who have also performed that journey. So with you being the youth and your opportunity to experience this journey, for you to prepare the future youth to be available, aware, and responsive to the responsibility of putting your race first is the greatest gift, next to waking up in the morning and seeing the sunshine. Race first.
Race first.
Race first, Colonel.
Race first. Let me just close out the response with a message from Garvey.
Is it, excuse me, sir, is it
yes, brother, keep
possible to just one last reality of what was just said between everybody?
Go ahead.
So when I came to the UNA office there, I don't even remember the name, the street address. But the reason why I stayed there and the reason why I'm on this call is because one of your leadership, your following leaders, Ross Marvin, made sure that I was always included in the growth process from the time that I've known of him and the people there while I lived there. When I learned of Harriet Tubman, when I met Ross Marvin, I felt about him the same way. And many others of people, both in our history books and those who are on the street, like Ross Marvin. So if I may briefly address the request of information from the brother, Kopi, I think you said his name is?
Nkosi.
Nkopi. Is that I believe the request was based upon the advocacy of interdependence and to be what you call entitled. So the old saying is association brings upon assimilation. And if I'm not mistaken, his request was to understand why is that still there. And when I first met Ross Marvin, that was not under his terms of explanation, but definitely with all of the structure of what he had spoken in Kosovo, that while I was there, my major concern was to clear the name of the Honorable Mosiah Garvey, because I cannot live in the depths of a knife, a gun, or an attack on me and my family because of what the infamous they did to him. To me, Marcus Garvey was like many men and women I've met. And probably each of you on this administrative board and join as members probably have the same intellect, not to mention motivation. Yet the answer lies in how right now we become interdependent. A government has its own definition. I'm not privy right now, even though I could tap my phone. The government is not what we want to be. We never did. We were the sages, we were the doers of spiritual and moral competencies. And the advocates of, yeah, okay. You want me to stop?
I think the question I mainly had was that you know, how does one maintain humility and not fall for I guess for a newcomer within the UNIA, how does one and knowing that all what being race first means to the survival, the biological, spiritual, and ultimately cultural survival of the African, the Black race, with, you know, how does one maintain humility, being that all what the UNIA has done for the world, and not and also not fall into an apathetic state of mindset with not receiving the appreciation that needs to come with that, you know, and especially when you go amongst other quote unquote Black consciousness who are utilizing, you know, facets of the UNIA within their own constituents and like you know, or I guess mentality. You know, you go around everybody is using, like you said, everybody is utilizing you know, Garveyism, but they change it up in their own way. And so I'm saying, like, how does a newcomer and it was answered, you know, it's in the lessons and all of that. But I just wanted to make it clear that I was saying that I feel like the UNIA, you know, deserves way more appreciation that is not receiving. Of course, not from the ones that don't know, but from the ones that are aware of the UNIA. It's being, I feel like the UNIA is just being used versus being, like, you know, respected. And you know, for like a young person to feeling like they being used and all like that, and feeling like they have some type of entitlement to have a little bit more honor from others, you know, you know, that young person can charge off on those emotions and run into, you know, and self-destruct. So that's why I just wanted to, that's why I said about it's a personal development type of question too, because it's like one could kind of give up, you know, and say, well, you know, it's too much to deal with, you know, feeling like you're being used by your own people. And at the same time, what you're doing is so, you know, so like necessary. So I was like the spectrum of humility, and then the other end is apathy with just feeling hopeless. So that's what I wanted to push forth to the room and kind of like get minds pondering or get words of encouragement on that.
But just 1 minute response from me. 60 seconds. Anyone timely. I joined the UNIA because I love what the Honorable Mosiah Garvey did. And I love everybody who thinks they're a part of what that meant to them. So the young lady spoke of the classes, spoke of the training, the orientations, get more deeply involved so that you can asphyxiate yourself and become a part of what those elements need to be in a person. Because we need everyone who has a fire to light or, light, make brighter within the UNIA, then go to that flame that they have that's dull, it has no real activity. So put the air into it and boost those flames that they have, because that's why I'm on this call and even responding, because I've been invited for the last 7 years. I was a member when I lived in there for more than 4 years. And I encourage you to exert yourself, put yourself in the conversations they're having about what to do. Put yourself in the place where you can have a part with what they're doing. That's as a member. As a member, you can impart yourself in all of you, because that's what I think everybody that's there doing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Kibalon. Brother Nkosi, I want to give my comments. I just want to recap and be sure that I'm answering the right question. I know you're probably going to rephrase it or clarify, but it seems like what I heard is it's a balance between arrogance and apathy, between feeling being too high on the horse and too down on yourself at the same time, after we come to the realization of what the UNIA means and what Marcus Garvey and our ancestors accomplished. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So it's 3 pieces of information that I will leave you with from Garvey. And they all kind of, one is about the mindset of our people that we have to understand and have to have a realization of. And 2 is about our responsibility. So the thing that keeps us from getting too high, I would say, is our responsibility. And the thing that keeps us from getting too low is an understanding of the individuals that we have to deal with. We're not surprised by it. Garvey has a whole lesson in Message to the People titled Man, where he goes into that in depth, where he talks about the expectations that we should have of our brothers and sisters. But what I'm going to read now comes from not Message to the People, Philosophies and Opinions. It's one of my favorite speeches that Garvey gave. It's entitled Principles of the Universal Negro Improvement Association. It was delivered November 25th, 1922. In this speech, he says, "To talk about government is a little more than some of our people can appreciate just at this time. The average man does not think that way just because he finds himself a citizen or a subject of some country. He seems to say, why should there be any other government? We are French, English, or American. But we of the UNIA have studied seriously the question of nationality among Negroes, this American nationality, this British nationality, this French, Italian, or Spanish nationality, and have discovered that it counts for naught when that nationality comes in conflict with the racial idealism of the group that rules. When our interests clash with those of the ruling faction, then we find that we have absolutely no rights." So one is about the understanding of government itself. And the next ones that I'm going to bring up talk about specifically conditions of our people and how we should address them. Garvey says, make sure, why does it do that? Majority of Negroes. Okay. All right. 176. 47. No, that's not the one I wanted. I want that one. So Garvey says this in his lessons message to the people. He says, always appreciate the fact that the majority of Negroes are ignorant, and you must exercise a great amount of tolerance to educate them to your point of view. This is your missionary work. As other people were willing to sacrifice their time and even their lives to Christianize our race, we must also exercise patience and time to civilize our people. So when it comes to the misuse of the legacy, I think that would go towards a level of ignorance. These people don't understand what it is that they're doing. And I'll leave with the responsibility that we have. Garvey, in this book, he says, this course is ours. And this is talking about the course for the leadership of the organization after his death. It says, whatever is written, distorted, and injected by unauthorized persons using devices other than the proper way that was given to us by the founder and applying the benefits to their own personal benefit, please understand that there is a destiny that makes us brothers. None goes his way alone. All that we send into the lives of others come back into our own. But the motto of the UNIA is one God, one aim, one destiny. That's what this means. You can't cheat, your way to redemption for the African race. Garvey laid down the foundation. The greatest weapon used against our people is disorganization. We're still showing that to be a true statement. Anytime we try to do our own thing, make a faction, make a subgroup, we're practicing division and we're working against Garvey's vision of organization. So that's what I would say. That is my understanding. That's what kind of keeps me balanced, is understanding that our people don't necessarily value or appreciate what we're doing, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, those that know, we have a responsibility, and we can only there's either going to be there's not going to be any individual winners. We're either going to win as a people, as a race, or we're going to continue to lose as a people and as a race. Brother Nkosi.
Sir.
Did that answer your question? Was I close at all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, it's an internal balance that we have to have. But to Lady President's point, Marcus Garvey went through this, and he left lessons and recommendations as to how we can make it work and what the things to look out for as well. So we have to have a balance mentally. We have to understand the level of miseducation that our people have gone through. So when they don't support us or openly work against us, as Garveyites, we have to take a position of understanding that they've been miseducated. So any questions, comments before we move to close?
I just wanted to share, I guess, the dinner here with Brother Kenwardo and Sister Shirley here.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's on the camera. Give me the word.
Yeah, so Sister Shelley's birthday today. She's an unofficial executive officer of Division 421. She's been the backbone of our business, local business, and especially when it comes to securing vendors. She's been doing a great job since HEC and also for Garvey Day. And she is Brother Kenwardo, our second vice president. She is his counterpart. Peace, family. Peace, family. Okay, she all in, y'all. Y'all relax. Thank you, Lady President.
No problem.
So yeah, beautiful moment. Just a beautiful sister, a great Garveyite. She deserves everything that she, all the blessings that she gets. Hope she gets some time to relax, because I know she's gonna be going 100 miles an hour come Garvey Day. So we thank her, we appreciate her, as well as Brother Kenwardo and all the rest of our officers. Anybody have anything in closing? We are right on time, 6:58. Y'all are, perfect with this thing. Garvey Day next week. Yeah, Garvey Day next week. Promote. And fundraising. That's all I've got. A motion that we move to close.
Second that motion.
Second.
All right. Colonel James, would you be able to close us out on behalf of our African Legion?
Okay, family. Fist in the air and repeat after me. One God.
One
One
God.
God,
One aim.
One
one
aim.
aim,
One destiny.
One
one
destiny.
destiny.
Africa
Africa
for the Africans.
For the
for the
Africans.
Africans.
Those at home
Those at
Those
home.
at home
and those abroad.
and those abroad.
Race first.
Race
Race
first.
first, family.
Race first.
Happy
First.
Sunday.
Go in peace, family.
Peace, family.